Hundreds of thousands of vote-by-mail ballots have been erased from Florida's election systems. Now, we all remember Donald Trump's crusade against vote-by-mail that started before the election even happened. And the truth is that Republicans don't like vote-by-mail because higher turnouts in elections means that Democrats have a higher chance of winning, because generally Democrat policies are more popular than Republican policies with the population as a whole. So Republicans have to resort to things like voter suppression and putting as many obstacles as they can in the way of people just trying to cast their ballot, which is their constitutional right to do so. So let's look at this article here from NBC2.com, and excuse the kind of weird formatting of this website. It looks like something from the 90s, but it's fine. We can still read the information just fine. So hundreds of thousands of vote-by-mail requests erased from Florida's system. Most everything has an expiration date, but one thing you may not have expected to expire was your vote-by-mail ballot. NBC2 has learned hundreds of thousands of vote-by-mail requests have been wiped out by the system in every county in the state. This means most of us right now will not receive a ballot in the upcoming March primary. Lee County would like to have about 250,000, vote-by-mail requests in its system, but only has 23,000. It's up to voters to reach out to the county they live in to request a ballot to be mailed to them. Stephanie Korkatz is a registered voter in Lee County and prefers to vote by mail in order to save her time and the stress of waiting in line on election day. She was shocked to learn that her request for a mail ballot was wiped out by the county system. There's no notification. I didn't get notified. I didn't know this was at all happening. It just came out of the blue. However, a new law signed by Ron DeSantis requires counties to purge requests before every general election. They'll claim it will cut down on election fraud, although no significant fraud has been discovered in Florida. The DeSantis legislator kicked everyone off of vote by mail at the end of the year. So beginning January 1st, it's up to us to go and re-enroll and vote by mail, said Viri Ryan, a registered voter in Lee County. It's so serious that Lee County election supervisor Tommy Doyle is sounding the alarm. Right now, it seems pretty serious. It's unprecedented because this is the first time everyone's request for vote by mail has expired. Wow. So the Republicans, like I said, this is the tactics that they resort to because they can't have people exercising their voice and exercising their right to vote in big numbers, because it means that their party becomes irrelevant. An article from 2020. Look no further than this. Ignoring FBI and fellow Republicans, Trump continues assault on mail-in voting. It started even before the election. In the face of contradicting messages coming from members of his own party, members of the U.S. intelligence community, and even a member of his own family, President Trump continues his months-long campaign against efforts to expand voting by mail amid the coronavirus pandemic. The fraud and abuse will be an embarrassment to our country, Trump said. On Monday, he claimed without evidence that mail ballots may purposefully be manipulated to be sent to Democratic areas and not Republican areas. On Sunday, he decried a system of ballot return that the federal government calls secure and convenient in official documents. They don't like people coming out to vote. Okay, they don't like it. If it was up to them, they wouldn't have anybody. They wouldn't have any elections in the first place. Okay, and if they did, they would be fake elections like they have in Russia and in other authoritarian countries, where they have an election on paper, but it's not real because nobody actually gets to participate in it. Here's another one. MSNBC, Texas Republicans try and fail to justify long voting lines. If you can wait in line for a COVID test, the GOP argued you can wait in line to vote. In May 2020, President Trump launched an aggressive campaign against mail-in voting. There are many problems with the argument, but one specific flaw was one of particular interest. Conway didn't contest the fact that she and her party preferred an electoral system in which it was more difficult for Americans to participate in their own democracy. Saying that because Kellyanne Conway said she knows people who waits in line for baked goods, so you can wait in line to vote, right? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And a more efficient system needs to be thought of. And we can't let righties keep suppressing people's right to vote, because if they're going to keep trying to do it, and if they succeed, it's going to be very, very bad for our country, because elections are going to go bye-bye. And actual elections that matter anyways.